What is going on, Moto friends? So you're ready to buy a motorcycle. You've probably spent hours researching different models online, going to dealerships, or maybe visiting motorcycle shows.
You've also likely spent a lot of time on YouTube looking at motorcycle content and even subscribed to the best up-and-coming motorcycle channel around, Dr. Michael's Motorcycles.
If you haven't, make sure to hit that little subscribe button below.
Now that you've found the best bike for you, how are you going to pay for it and close the deal?
In this video, I'm going to be talking about the main purchasing options that could be best for you. But please note, I'm not a financial advisor, just a guy who's bought a lot of motorcycles using different payment methods. I'll tell you about the typical ways people like to pay for motorcycles, but stick around till the end and I'll let you know about a method that's a little less common, but has saved me a ton of money in the past. In clickbait terms, a financing hack motorcycle dealerships do not want you to know about. So let's get into it. The first and most straightforward way to pay for a bike is with a stack of cash.
It's definitely a great feeling to walk into the dealership, plop down a fat wad of cash on the dealer's desk, and walk out with your motorcycle.
No strings attached. But there is something you need to consider when dropping all that cash at once. You need to weigh the current interest rates and performance of the stock market. So anytime you're thinking about using a large amount of cash, ask yourself, can that money do more for me somewhere else?
We're in a tough time right now with interest rates continuing to climb.
It's much harder to find low interest rates right now than it was a few years ago. At the same time, the stock market is doing really well.
Take a look at the S&P 500 over the last 6 months, almost 15% return.
So before using cash, ask yourself, would you make more investing the money than the amount you'd be paying with a motorcycle loan? Now, obviously you can't predict the stock market, but the S&P 500 has made 10% returns since 1957 on average. So if you can get a loan with a low interest rate, that's not a bad loan to take. This brings us to another way people can pay for motorcycles, traditional dealer financing.
You walk into the dealership, the finance person runs your credit score, and they tell you what rate you qualify for and what your monthly payment will be.
A lot of motorcycle manufacturer websites will advertise their interest rates online. So let's take a look at an example from Ducati. I'm considering a Street Fighter as my next motorcycle, so I wanted to see what they had to offer.
These are Ducati's traditional financing rates. You can see for 36 months they offer 1.99%, for 48 months they offer 2.99%, and for 60 months they offer 3.99% APR, which is quite good. Let's say you qualify for the 1.99% APR rate. The Street Fighter V2 Red is around $18,000, so with the $28.64 per $1,000 financed, you would be paying $515 a month for 36 months, if you even qualify for the 1.99% APR.
But let's look at the fine print. Always look at the fine print.
Here are some stipulations you should be aware of. You can see here that the offer is only available on select 2023 models. You must be highly qualified. The dealer must be participating. It's only available in the month of February, and so on. So please read the fine print carefully.
In any of these financial advertisements, you're going to see a statement saying something like, for well-qualified buyers only, or for highly qualified buyers. And you won't really have an idea if you're one of those buyers until you come in and they run your credit. And they probably won't tell you what the credit cutoff is to be a well-qualified buyer. So a lot of the times, you're going to get a rate that's a lot higher than what they advertised. So before going into any financial discussion, it's really important to know your credit score.
Another financing option is a balloon payment type loan.
No, not those types of balloons. A balloon loan is a type of payment plan that often offers lower monthly payments with a large ballooned amount at the end. And sometimes that amount can be quite substantial. So let's take a look at that same Street Fighter V2, but this time with a balloon loan.
At first glance, this looks pretty good. You're only paying $290.67 per month for 36 months. But take a look, that final balloon payment I was telling you about, $9,395. Plus, you owe almost $1,000 down, and your APR is nearly 5%. So while you're getting that low monthly rate, you're going to be paying for this loan in other ways.
Also, please note that a lot of these financing offers are going to come at the end of the year because dealers want to get rid of their old inventory and make space for their new models to come in. So if you want the latest model year or latest model, these rates probably will not apply to you. Now, let me show you a few examples of some traditional financing rates so you have an idea of how much you might be paying per month and how much interest you're going to be paying. So for these examples, I'm going to be using $10,000 finance just so it's a little more clear for everyone to understand.
In this example, let's assume you get a nice 2.99% interest rate for 36 months. With this loan, your monthly payment will be $290.77, and your total interest paid is going to be $467.65. Now, let's assume you're not highly qualified and you get a 7% interest rate for 36 months. your monthly payment increases to $308.77 a month, and your total loan interest significantly increases. You're going to be paying $1,115.75 over the course of this loan.
Finally, if you want to go the financing route but your dealer rates are too high, take a look at some local banks and credit unions to see if you can snag a better rate. Do not get stuck paying a huge interest rate. I'm looking at you, Harley riders. Now that we've covered the most common ways of paying, I want to let you know about a little trick I've used in the past to save a little bit of money, using 0% APR promotional financing through a credit card. But before doing this, it's important to take a look at the financing rate through your local bank, credit union, or dealership to see if you'll be saving money using a credit card.
There are many cards on the market that will give you 0% APR introductory, anywhere from 12 months to 18 months. This is just an example of several credit card offers at the time of filming this video.
It's also important to see if your motorcycle dealer accepts credit cards and if there's any fee or limit involved. If they accept credit cards with no fees and no limits, you just got yourself an interest-free loan. Some dealerships will charge a few percent for credit card transactions. My dealer charged me 3% last time I purchased my motorcycle. So let me show you an example of how that fee actually translates into APR.
In this example, let's say I'm buying a $10,000 motorcycle using a promotional credit card that offers me 0% APR for 18 months. If the dealer charges me a 3% credit card fee, I'd be paying $300 extra. So the total amount paid would be $10,300. Using an APR calculator, this would correspond to an effective 3.75% APR for 18 months, where the total interest is $300. The total monthly payment would be $572.19 for the 18 months. At the time, this rate was better than any traditional financing rate that I could find, so it ended up saving me a few $100s.
Credit cards typically require a lower credit score for their introductory offers, so if you didn't get the highly qualified buyer rate at your dealership, try applying for a 0 APR card and you may just get it. But please remember, pay off your balance in full by the end of the promotional term, or you'll be on the hook for all the interest that accumulated. Also, make your minimum payments on time. And remember, you don't have to use one way to pay for your motorcycle. Sometimes a combination of cash, credit, and traditional financing could work best for you. But please, know your credit score and take a look at all your offers in fine print before making a decision. Motorcycle dealerships are in the business of making as much money off of you as possible, so it's your responsibility to be informed and to know about all the payment methods before making a choice. Thank you for watching.